Hey guys. Um, well, what a day. What a day. We are we nailed a trade on eyes, EYES. Uh, got over 200 and 220%, I believe. 220%. Um, yeah, so we want to talk a little bit about eyes, on how we entered that trade and capitalized on it. You know, small caps have been pretty much dead. I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of movement on them, and so we was glad to get that trade today. I actually made this trade, and then I had to leave. I had to go see the doctor, and you know, as I was on the go, I mean, I was just taking profits whenever I saw them, and it turned out to be a really great trade. I hope most members caught it and capitalized on it as well. Um, so before we get into that trade, though, we want to talk a little bit about the markets. And you're looking at my screen right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the SPY, which is the S&P 500 index, pretty much. Um, so let me go to the daily chart here. So there's been a lot of people, panicking, I guess you could say, and I do believe that that's some of what has created this this pullback on it as well. I mean, we're way overbought. I mean, yeah, well, yeah, way overbought on the markets. I mean, look at if you go back. I mean, just from the March, from the coronavirus crash, I guess if you could call it that. I mean, look how. I mean, we just went straight up. I mean, we had minor, little pullbacks here, but it pretty much is a straight line. If you go back even further, I mean, look at that. We we can draw a line, you know, and I mean it's just straight up, straight up, you know. So I guess what I'm trying to get to is, this is not a correction. I mean, this is not a market crash. This is a pullback, and it's a healthy pullback in my opinion. Um, we needed that pullback, and right now, we've been testing the 50-day, and we broke the 50-day yesterday, and after I saw it couldn't get up above the 50-day today, I really thought, we was going to go down and break the 100-day, and we did not. A lot of buyers stepped in later on in the day, and we got this price action right here. Um, Now we're still below the trade line there on the daily, so we might, we might still see some volatility. We could gap up on Monday. I mean, just reading the candlesticks, I would say that we would gap up on Monday. But of course, all of this is susceptible to any news that might come. We're always susceptible to headline news on this. So we really don't know what it will do. Um, but if you have long-term positions in your accounts, like whether it's a retirement account or just a regular investing account, and you have long-term positions, and you feel like maybe I don't know, like you're in panic mode. You're like, oh my God, I'm losing so much money, you know. Well, first of all, I mean, yeah, if you started investing a couple weeks ago, maybe even a couple months ago, uh, then yeah, you might be in the red. I mean, on your portfolio, on your long-term portfolio. Uh, I haven't even looked at my long-term portfolio every day. I mean, I look at it maybe once a week, if that, and that's just usually just a little glance, to see where things are at. But I mean, with that said, most of my positions in there I've had them for several years. So, um, you know, the market could go down to the 200 day and I'd still be well in the green. I mean, it's going to give back profits, but I'm not going to panic sell, right now is what I'm saying. I'm holding my positions. In fact, I bought, I believe it was yesterday, I bought some Tesla, and you know, I believe in Tesla, and I believe that it will go higher. And I don't even know what it's at today. I haven't even looked at it today. I mean, that's how confident I am. I mean, I don't care what, if it goes down from where I bought it. And yeah, it actually did. I mean, it went down from where I bought it yesterday, and I'm okay with that. I mean, my next level to buy Tesla would be at 500. If it reaches 500, which it got to 540 today, but I'm not buying at 540. I'm buying at 500. And you may say, well, why at 500? I mean, um, the reason that I buy at certain levels for my long-term accounts, for my long-term positions. I'm not just gonna buy on every dip. That's not what I do. The reason that I want to do 500 right now, the 200 day on it sits at around four. Let me put my glasses on because I am a little blind, so I can't see from this distance. um, right now, the 200 day sits at right at 474, 475 roughly. So I'm expecting it to find some support there. But if we go back even further, and let's just put a line around 500 right there, 500. So if we go back further, right on the split date, you see right here, right on the split date, that level 500 lines up with that split date. Okay, and that was a resistance area. The stock had pushed up, and it met resistance right there. Okay, then it pulled back, and it could never get back above it. Then if we zoom in a little bit, right here is where we broke it. Okay, I am expecting over the next couple of weeks, maybe for the 200 day to push up a little higher, and it'll line up with that $500 area. If it does not, and we come down to test the 200 day, then that's where I will buy around 475, 480 area. Now, when I say I'm going to buy into it, and I'm gonna hold this for long term. I mean, I'm already long Tesla. I mean, we bought Tesla before the split, and if I remember correctly on the chart, I believe it was right here. I think it was right here. It was either right here or right here, before the split, and I took some profits around the 650, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while, so I don't remember exactly. I sold. It was either 650 or 750. I sold, most of the Tesla that I had, and I left some money on the table, but I kept a small position in there. So I've been long Tesla all this time. I bought some more, and again, if it drops more to the $500 level, I'm going to buy some more. But when I buy, I tier into my positions. Like I don't, like say if I wanted to buy, I don't know, $5,000 worth of Tesla, uh, and I realize a lot of people can't buy $5,000 worth of Tesla. But let's just say I was buying $5,000 worth of Tesla. Instead of going in there and buying all 5,000 at once, the first buy might be, I don't know, $1,000 worth. The second buy might be $2,000 worth. So now I'm at 3,000. and the third buy might be another 1,000, or I might just do 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, until I get to my full position size. And if the stock doesn't dip to my full position size, that's okay too. If the stock doesn't dip to give me a buy to my full position size, well, then that's okay too. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get across is, you don't ever go in full size, even on long-term accounts, because, what happens if you bought Tesla at, around 850 and now it's at 595. Well, you're hurting. And a lot of people are, you'd be surprised at the amount of people that bought it at those levels because of all the EV hype, and while I am bullish, I'm bullish on Tesla, and I do believe that it will be well worth, I believe this stock will be well into $2,000 in the future, if not higher. But that may not happen, in the next couple of months. So, again, this is something that I plan to hold for 10, maybe 15, 20 years if I live that long. So don't go in, don't go all in on a stock when you go into it. Tear into it. Buy in small increments, but don't buy at all-time highs. A lot, some people were asking me, we're like, always asking me, like, what's a good long-term stock to get into right now? Well, there's a lot of them. It's all according to your time frame. I mean, what's your time frame? Give me just a second. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So as I was saying, let's see, where was I? Yeah. So what's your time frame? That's it all depends on your time frame. I mean, if you're planning on not holding it longer than a year, then I wouldn't get into it. I mean, I just wouldn't. Now you can go into it for a trade, but you got to find a setup, not only a setup on the daily chart, but also a setup intraday if you're going to do that. But if you're planning on holding it, hey guys.
Hi. How are you? Sorry we're late.
It's fine. I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Yeah, I heard today was great, so I know you're doing great today.
Yeah, we man, I honestly wasn't expecting that big of a move on it, but hey, we'll take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, getting back to the Tesla, if you buy it all at once, you're going to be hurting. And then, when you see these dips, people panic, and people panic sell, and it just, it creates a little ripple effect. And, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that bought around the 850 level are out of their positions. And it's sad. I mean, because, let's just say some of them sold today at the bottom around the low of the day, and that's over $300 a share, um, and if Tesla recovers, then they're going to look back at it and going to be like, oh my God, and I mean, so I'm not selling it. I bought some and I'm not selling it. And like I said, I'm going to add to it. And I'm, right now, what I would recommend for everybody to do is to prepare a shopping list, to write down some of the stocks that you've been wanting to buy, and if they hit one of those levels, one of those, prior resistance levels that, that are key on the charts, and, they might hold support, they may not, but that's why I said, if you want to enter into those, then you tier into them, buy small sizes. Don't buy everything that, don't buy the whole amount that you want to buy at once. And, but yeah, I mean, if we get a further pullback on the markets, I would have my shopping list ready and stay in cash if you can, and for your long term. This for your long term again, So I've got my eye on a couple of stocks, and I missed my ad. I was not here. I missed my ad. I wanted to add on to AYX, but unfortunately I was not here. So at that time, so I missed that. But anyway, do y'all want to chip in on something?
Oh.
Or,
yeah, I mean, if you're done explaining, don't we have some exciting news that Chelsea wants to tell everybody?
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead,
We
Chelsea.
got the results.
We're gonna do the drawing. I'm gonna put it on my screen right now and do it live.
Okay.
Are you good with that,
Awesome.
Jose?
That's perfect.
All right, cool. Hold on, I'm gonna remove your screen. All right.
Now, this is for the. Do you want to announce the person that brought in the most members to the Facebook group first, or do you want to do that one first? Or
Let's do this one first because I've already
Okay.
got it up on there, and we're gonna do it. All right, ready?
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Drum roll. All right, it is Kevin Fisher.
All right.
All right.
Congratulations, Kevin Fisher.
Kevin Fisher. So, Kevin, if you see this, send Jose a message on Facebook.
What, Cash App it?
Or however he wants to do it.
Yeah, PayPal or whatever. Whatever works for him.
All right. So Kevin Fisher is the winner. And as for who brought in the most people, that is Jasmine Romero Cardoza. And if I said that wrong, I'm sorry. But Jasmine, you can send Jose a message also. Yay! Congratulations,
Jasmine. Woo!
Congrats.
Thank you so much for helping build the group.
Yes.
There's nothing better you could do than help us spread the word. If you enjoy the group, bring more people.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll do something else in the future too. So congrats to both of y'all, and hope y'all enjoy that, and don't go put it on AMC.
No. Do that.
No, let me look at that.
No, even if you look at it, still don't do that.
Oh, did that not work out this week?
It's just it's a meme. It's
yeah. So yeah.
It's Bag Express. Bag holder special.
But yeah, let me just go over eyes real quick.
That was a beast. Where did it end up? I've been away for a little bit.
Actually, it's let's see, it was still it's selling off a little bit after hours.
Yeah, around $5.
So yeah, this was this morning. This was the gap up. Well, okay, never mind. Hold on.
Just kidding.
Let's see. Oh, awesome. Okay, so
Why don't we just
this was the gap up this morning on eyes. It had some news on it, and so it was gapping up. We put in our initial morning high right here, and let me mark that, our initial morning high, and then it pulled back, and so I was watching it. I was watching it, and I believe I got into what was that other stock? Can't remember that other stock. Chelsea, do you remember that other stock?
Sorry, which one?
The other one, the other stock I traded this morning. I thought I traded another one and had a small loss on it. Maybe I didn't.
I traded another one. I traded the. Hold on. Let me hold, please.
Well, anyway, while you do that, I'm gonna. So I was watching it, and I draw out my fibs, and up to that initial morning high, and
WTI.
Yes, there it goes. WTR. Okay. So I saw this candle right here, this little candle where the price action was pretty much, it opened and closed pretty much at the same level. And, look at the volume, and it's very low volume right there. So it's worth keeping an eye on. Not only that, but you can see the trade line rushing up, to catch up with it. So then, we got some green candle bars, buyers started stepping in. We got back above VWAP, came up, broke through the initial morning high. So I extend my fibs to this level. And, I alerted on there that, that eyes was breaking through the initial morning high. Breaking through the initial morning high with an increase in volume. Look, I mean, you can see the volume starting to, you can see the volume starting to go up on it, So I said to myself, this is worth a shot. I mean, the support level on that was $2. So if you put a line at $2, that was our support level on the watch list. And so I said, it kind of held that support right here. It never even touched it. And so I look at my fibs, and you can see that the 50 Fibonacci level lines up with that $2 area. So I said, well, I'm not going to give it to the $2 because the trade line at the time when I was watching it, it was on this candle and then this candle. So at the time, the trade line was already at 195, so pretty much at $2. But what I was expecting is if the price action continues and it goes, continues to go higher, the trade line should rush up there and catch up to this level, to the low of the day. So right here, I decided to take an entry on it, and I got in at $2.37. Right about there is where I took my entry. And I said, I'm long EYES 237 and stop is at low of the day. So I'm in the trade and it goes up, and I missed right here. I missed taking my profits because I should, I was going to take profits at this high, and I missed it. And I thought the trade was going to be over, but didn't panic sell. I held. I said, I'm going to hold. I said my stop is low of the day, so I'm going to hold to either the low of the day or break of the trade line. Once it breaks the trade line, it's no more, because that's the whole idea, that the trade line is supposed to come up and catch a pullback and hold support on it and push it higher. So it did come back. It broke VWAP, but not worried about it, because that's again, I'm not stopping out at VWAP. I'm stopping out at the low of the day or the trade line. Trade line by then is at 218, roughly. So I'm feeling more confident that even though it's breaking down VWAP, and even though I may stop out, I'm not going to take a total loss as if I'd have stopped out at the low of the day, because now my loss is going to be even smaller because I'm going to stop out when it breaks the trade line, when it starts trading below the trade line. That never happened. So it consolidated here, came up, and right around this level, I think it was this candle, took some profits at $2.53 at 10:01 a.m. So yeah, it was on this candle, right. I threw a limit order there, and so I took profits right there because, again, I didn't know if it was gonna, there's no way for us to know. So I didn't know if it was gonna continue higher or if it may, just reject from this. It was having a hard time getting through this resistance level. You can see right here, it resistance, and I did not know if it was gonna break it here. So I said I got to take some off. So that way, I reduced my risk even further. But we extended, and boy, did we extend. So we made a new high right here at $3.10. So right here, pull up my fibs. When I saw it right there, I then said, let's see, I took more profits at $2.82, and that was at 10:09. Yeah, right on that candle. So right there, I took more profits. And then, when I saw it pulling back a little bit right here, I said, the eyes is having the trade line VWAP cross. If it is strong, you look for the pullback into the initial morning high. And we're going to take this line off, and we're going to draw a line right at that, across that initial morning high right there. That's that red line. So look for pullback into the initial morning high for a long opportunity around, maybe around 260 area, but preferably on lower volume. Well, the reason I said around 260 was because, again, this trade line is rushing up there. So at that time, the trade line was right around 258. So I was like, well, if we pull back into it, it should find support at that trade line. So if it finds support there, it should be around 260, 255 roughly. And, you put your stop slightly below the initial morning high, which is right here around 247. But not only that, we had VWAP underneath, and we had the 38.2 Fibonacci that set at 246. So, that lined up perfectly with that initial morning high. So that's why I was still bullish on it. I thought, well, if it pulls back and it finds support there at the trade line, it should extend. And that is exactly what happened. I mean, we got, the volume started to go down on the pullback right here, and if I take these fibs off, you can see this little triangle, and you can see the initial morning high triangle above the initial morning high. It actually formed a triangle right there at the above the initial morning high. I was getting ready to leave. So, if I'd have seen that, at the time, I'd alerted it with time. But nonetheless, if you followed that alert, that, to get in on that pullback, you could have got in right here, right here, right here. I mean, you had, that's 3, 6, that's 9 minutes, that you had plenty of time. And even right here, once you saw it hold support on that trade line, you can get in long on that next candle. And, but you just have to be quick to take the first profit. And the reason I always say to be quick to take the first profit is because, again, this stock could extend to right here, and then just, or even here, and then just sell off the rest of the day. So, we don't know what they're going to do. So it's always best to take profits. But this thing, it was just a monster. I mean, it just kept pushing up. My next take profit on that was $3.56, 1034. I believe it was right see, yeah, right on that candle. So right around there, I took, my third profit, and then we just extended higher and put in a new high, pulled back, and then just continued, and made a huge run. And unfortunately, right here made a high of 989. Yeah, 989. I wasn't, I was tied up at the doctor's office, so I didn't see that. I was like, I was trying to look at my phone as much as I could, but I couldn't look at it at that precise moment. And by the time I saw it, it was pulling back, and that was let's see, yeah, 12:52 a.m. So I said, eyes new high of the day, 989. I split my last piece in two and took more profits at $7.74. And that was 12:52. I believe it was maybe on this candle. Yeah, it was on this candle. So I sold most of my position right there, and I'm still in it just for fun, because it doesn't matter, now. I mean, I'm well. I done took my profits for the day. It was pulling back after hours. Yeah, pulling back, but it's still well. I mean, I'm long from right here, so it's still fine. I'm probably gonna close it though, because I think it's done. But anyway, that was a monster trade, and you could have got all out right here and still made a very good profitable trade on it. Right here in this area, I sent out another alert. If somebody was interested, I said it was higher risk to enter and stop out at the 660 area if entering, but do not enter if you cannot follow your stop, because a lot of people have trouble following their stops. They like, oh, I think it can recover, and and then you just get stuck holding it, and it just flushes on you. Or adjust the position size. Also, adjust the position size for $1 risk. If you enter the trade, take quick profits. Remember, it's Fridays, and bulls are still scared, and bulls are scared. I mean, we have had some very, very bad weeks with small caps have just been, dead. They hadn't had hardly any follow through. It's usually base hits, and so bulls are going to be more nervous, to take positions or to hold them very long. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the on that eyes. So I think you caught a piece of it, didn't you, Chelsea?
I'm sorry, of which one?
Didn't you catch a piece of EYES?
Yeah, I'm still in it a little bit.
Oh, good. I thought I seen it on Facebook, and I took a quick glance at it, and I was like, awesome.
Yep. I got in at 240, and I've got about maybe 15% of my position left.
Awesome.
Actually, no.
Awesome.
I think like 8% of my position left. I forgot how many I bought to begin with. So yeah, that was the serious one. I'm at 117% profit on it right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great. Let's see.
Hey, before we go too much further, the person who won the drawing actually isn't in the group anymore. So I suppose I probably should have checked that before I went ahead and announced it. Yeah, I went to tag the person. I was like, why can't I tag them? They're not in the group anymore. So anyway, I want to redo the drawing. So do you mind if I do that real quick?
Go ahead. That's his loss. It's his loss.
I know. All right. So we'll do it one more time. And then I'll double check to make sure the person's still in the group before we go with it. Let's see. All right, James Shell. Let's see if James is in the group. I'm gonna search him up real quick.
All right. Did Tracy abandon us?
No. So she just came to visit. She came from all the way across the country to visit me for the weekend.
Yeah.
And so one of my kids just got home from school. So she went to go give him a hug and say hi and chat with him since he just got home.
That's sweet.
Yeah. She's fabulous. We went out for Korean food for lunch and it was good times.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right. James is still in the group. So James Shell.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
James Shell.
Yep.
Congrats, Mr. James.
Congratulations. So I'm sorry to interrupt that. The only other thing that I had an update on was just on the $25 a week account.
Okay.
Do you want me to give that update now, or are you done with the daily stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm done.
So we have taken a couple of trades on that account. Only 2. Let me switch over to it so I can just give a quick update on it. So we took 2 trades on it and we lost on both. So our $25 is now $22.08. But I do have a transfer going in because for this week for $25. So that should hit probably like on Tuesday. So we'll have a little bit more money to play with on that one.
Okay.
I probably would have gotten out of at least one of those trades earlier had I been watching more closely, and had it also been a cash account rather than a margin account, then I would have been able to stop out of something right away without wasting a day trade on it. So that's on me, but the market's been pretty bloody for the last like 2 weeks. So
man,
not great.
Yeah, no, it sure hasn't. I mean, you know, I'm thinking that we gap up on Monday.
I hope so.
Just looking at the price action on it, but you know, it's just according to what happens over the weekend. I mean, you know, as I said, I mean, we're susceptible to headline news. So I mean, anything that comes out that's pretty negative. I mean, if there's, you know, I mean, I don't know, just I can't think of something right now right off the top of my head, but you know, any negative news that comes out that would affect the overall markets, I mean, all that's out the window. I mean, technicals are out the window, you know, whenever something like that happens. So, but just looking at the chart, you know, I do believe that we gap up on Monday. I mean, that was a strong, you know, strong upward pressure on it. So, and you know, we closed above the 50-day. So, that was
I think I'm guessing the market's doing everything that it's doing because there's so much indecision with Congress, and it's kind of a mess.
Well, you know, not just that. My take on it is actually, and a lot of people may take offense to this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I believe, you know, with the influx of newer traders that we got in, I mean, Robinhood has gone through the roof in new members. I mean, or users or whatever, you know. But not just Robinhood. I mean, I'm just using that as an example because that's how most beginner traders use Robinhood. So that's why I'm using that as an example.
Yeah, I did. I mean, it's what you've heard of. Their marketing has worked.
And you know, it's a pretty simple platform, and it's why a lot of people are attracted to it.
Yep.
But you don't need simple. You need tools. You need, you know, everything at your disposal that you can have. But anyway, you got this influx of all these millennials and newer traders and all that are coming in that, and again, a lot of people may take offense to it, and I don't mean any offense by it, but you know, they don't know what the heck they're doing. And you know, the EV sector was crazy hot. So everybody started buying. I mean, buying FSO, and I bought FSO. I sold FSO. I'm out of it. You know, but you know, we bought into several of those stocks, you know, that were hot at the moment, but they just started buying FSO, Plug, Tesla, and I do believe in Tesla. NIO, I closed my position on NIO, and I don't even know where it's at right now. I mean, but I'm not buying it until it reaches. Oh gosh, darn it! I should have bought some today. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was down pretty well today.
Yeah, I wanted to buy at 30 and it dropped to 31. Stupid doctors. Anyways, I will buy some of NIO if it drops back down to $30 level. I will start getting back into NIO, but you look at stocks like NIO and Plug is a perfect example. You look at Plug, look at where it was back in let's see, that was March. Back in March, it was a $3 stock. You go back even further than that. I mean, it was let's see, $2. Well, that's 2019. Let's just stick with March. It was a $3 stock, and it jumps to $77, $78. And Plug's not even profitable. Plug is they're it's not worth $78.
Yeah, well, I remember when I first started trading, NIO was like in the what was it, the $3 range, $5 range, something like that. It was
yeah. Well,
and now it trades around $70.
And I wish I had all my shares that I bought of NIO when it was in that level. But anyway,
yeah,
NIO.
You and everyone else.
NIO, I do believe that NIO is a good competitor to Tesla. So I do believe that NIO will still be around even after a lot of these others, stocks die out. But a lot of these are going to die out. I mean, a lot of these are not going to be, when all this is said and done on the EV sector, a lot of these are not going to be there anymore. A lot of these are going to go straight back to where they came from. And right now, you see that happening. I mean, the people that bought even lower than this, do you think they're not going to take profits here? I mean, that's what happened. I mean, they started taking profits. But you got newer traders that come in. I mean, a lot of newer traders started buying from here to here and even here. So, and it just kept pushing it up. But I just feel bad for the people that bought it here. I mean, you bought it at this level, and it's just, as long as this stock is below this trade line, and we broke the 100-day, once that's broken and holds underneath it, this thing is going to go to the 200-day, and it's just going to keep going lower and lower. And it's just the same with all the EV stocks. The Plug, the F-Cell, the I can't think of all of them right now, but they're just they're way overvalued in my opinion. And the only stock that I'm gonna buy into right now of those is Tesla, which I already did. I bought some, and NIO. But again, I'm not buying until it hits my levels. Plug. Let's see. I might consider it if it hits $20. May consider it. I'd rather buy it around the $14 area. And I said that with NIO. I said, a lot of people criticized me on NIO whenever it kept pushing higher. I said, I'm out. And I said, I'm not buying it until it hits, I believe it was 30 or 25 is what I said. And they said, well, you're just going to miss out on the run because it's going over 100. And I said, well, if I do, I do. It is what it is. I'm sticking to my plan, and I'm not going to buy. I probably would have bought some today if I'd been around whenever it dipped there, but I'm not going to buy until it reaches my level. And again, I'm not going to go all into it. I'm going to buy some, and if it drops some more, I'll buy some more. But until it drops to the next level, you got to look for resistance areas, and set a line on it, so it'd be easier for you to remember. And this was prior resistance, so that should act as support. Doesn't mean it will, but it should. So, but yeah, I believe that's exactly what happened. Is we had an influx of a whole lot of newer traders, and they just started buying and buying, and now a lot of them are probably panic selling. And not only that, we're having a rotation. I mean, we're having a rotation. A lot of the institutionals, they're rotating, into other sectors. So the EV sector was hot. The SPACs was hot. You notice right now the SPACs and the EVs are, I mean, those are the ones that are selling off faster, so people are getting out of them, so that's my take on it. That's some of what happened. I mean, I may be wrong. Who knows? I don't know, but that is my take on it.
Well, I think you're right about lots and lots of new traders. Whenever there's news about retail traders or whatever you want to call them, killing on something, it always brings in a bunch of new people, and it's also tax season, so people are going to be getting tax refunds and those into trading accounts.
Well, that brings another point. You had the stimulus money that come in, and a lot of them took their stimulus money. There's even memes about it, and stuff, and where they took their stimulus money, put it into the markets, and I mean, if you make money off of it, that's great, but if you don't, it's sad, but the market, it will take it away from you. So, but again, for the people that are holding long-term positions, I would not panic sell out of my positions. And even if you bought high, and unless, I mean, if you're young, and you plan to live another 20, 30 years, then I would not panic sell out of those positions, because 15, 20 years from now, it's if you have good, solid companies, it's gonna, I mean, you look back and it's gonna look like this. I mean, it's gonna look exactly like this. And so believe me, people that sold here, I mean, they regretted it afterwards. People that sold here while it looks minor right now, I mean, that was also a steep sell-off. Right now it looks minor because of the huge move that the markets have had up, but I wouldn't panic sell out of those positions. But if you have very speculative plays like SPACs, I sold some of my SPACs. So if you have very speculative plays, or EV stocks that were way overvalued, I would consider maybe taking profits if you haven't already, or maybe even getting out and wait and get in later. I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody to do that, because I don't want anybody taking a loss and then the stock push up. But I definitely would not be going all in right now. I would look for support and resistance levels, and tear into your positions then. But look for stocks. I'm going to say a very easy way for you to look for stocks that you want. If you're like, well, I don't know what to buy. I don't know what to buy for long term. What I would say is look for stocks of something that you use every day, like hey, toilet paper. Procter & Gamble makes toilet paper. So I just thought of that because of the coronavirus thing back whenever the toilet paper frenzy went on. But anyway, cereal. You eat cereal. Your family eats cereal. Coca-Cola. Do you drink a lot of Coca-Cola? Is more of a dividend stock. But if you want growth stocks, look for stocks that have growth in them. Like if you're an iPhone user, maybe you want to invest into Apple. I'm not an iPhone user, and I invest in Apple. Wendy's. I believe in Wendy's. So Home Depot, do you buy Home Depot? Do you buy at Lowe's? Invest in one of them, stuff like that, Walmart. And that'll make it easy for you to choose what companies to invest in. I mean, you're already spending your money in there. Might as well get something back out of it, That's the way I look at it. So, and that's one of the easiest way to figure out what companies to invest in for the long term, if you're not sure how to do that. So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm good.
All right, you ready? Are you wrapping up?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Because I could go on and on and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know. All right. Well, thank you to anybody and everybody who watched. And again, Jasmine and James, shoot Jose a message, and we will see everybody next week.
Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Friday.